Tonight, a story from long ago. A tale of a great king and a small friend. In a deep, quiet forest, where the moon could barely reach the ground, a mighty lion lay sleeping. He was the king of all who walked there. Every creature feared his roar. That night, the wind was soft. The trees stood still, and the lion slept beneath the open sky. But near his great paw, running fast and not looking, was a tiny mouse. The mouse did not see the lion. He climbed up onto the soft, warm fur, and only then did he stop. He had run onto the king himself. The lion opened one golden eye, then another. He felt the small weight on his chest, and his huge paw closed around the mouse before the mouse could blink. "What a meal," said the lion, his voice deep as thunder. "A foolish, foolish little mouse." The mouse trembled. His tiny heart beat against the lion's giant paw. He looked up and asked for mercy. "Please," the mouse whispered. "Please, great king, let me go. One day, I do not know how, but one day, I will help you. I promise." The lion laughed. The whole forest seemed to laugh with him. "You? Help me?" The lion smiled. "You are so small. How could you ever help a king like me?" But the lion was in a kind mood that night. He had just had a good meal. He had no need for a tiny mouse. So he opened his paw. "Go," said the lion. "Run, little one, run before I change my mind." And the mouse ran. He ran and ran until he was deep in the grass. He did not look back. Now, many days passed. The moon grew thin and then full again. The forest forgot the meeting between the king and the mouse. But one warm afternoon, when the sun was high, the lion walked into a clearing where the grass was strangely flat. He took one step, then another. And then, the ground gave way. A hunter's net rose up around him, lifting him into the air, holding him tight. The lion roared. He twisted. He pulled. But the ropes were thick, and the knots were strong. The great king of the forest could not break free. He roared again, and his roar shook the leaves. It carried far through the trees. It reached small ears. The mouse heard it. He knew that voice. He had not forgotten. The mouse ran. He ran faster than he had ever run. Through the grass, through the roots, through the soft earth, until he came to the clearing, and saw the lion, hanging in the net, helpless. "Be still, great king," said the mouse. "I have not forgotten." And the mouse began to gnaw. He gnawed one rope, then another. His small teeth worked all afternoon and into the evening. The lion watched in quiet wonder. At last, the final rope snapped. The net fell. The lion stood, free. He looked down at the tiny mouse. The mouse looked up. "You see, great king," the mouse said softly. "Even the smallest friend can save the greatest one." The lion bowed his head, something he had never done for anyone. Then he turned and walked back into the forest, and never roared at small creatures again. And so, the kindness he showed one night was given back to him. And the promise of a tiny mouse turned out to be the greatest gift of all. Remember, little one, no act of kindness is ever too small. Be gentle with those who seem small to you, for one day, they may be the ones who save you. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The boy who cried wolf. Tonight, a tale of a boy who learned the price of his own laughter. A story of one word, spoken too often, that lost its power when he needed it most. In a small village between green hills, there lived a boy. He was 12 years old. Every day, he led his father's sheep up to the meadow above the village. He sat among them, watching them eat the soft grass, while the sun moved slowly across the sky. The boy was a shepherd. But the days were long. The sheep did not speak. The wind moved the grass, and the clouds moved across the blue, and nothing ever happened. One quiet afternoon, the boy grew bored. So very bored. He looked down at the village far below. He could see the small houses. He could see the farmers in their fields. He could see his father working with the others. And he had an idea. A wild, foolish idea. The boy stood up. He cupped his hands around his mouth. And he shouted with all his strength. "Wolf, wolf, there is a wolf among the sheep." His voice carried down the hill. In the village, every head turned. The farmers dropped their tools. His father ran. His mother ran. Men with sticks came rushing up the hillside. The boy hid behind a rock and watched them come. When they reached the meadow, sweating, breathless, eyes searching, they found only the sheep, quietly eating. No wolf, no danger, nothing at all. The boy stepped out and laughed. He laughed and laughed, holding his stomach. I tricked you, he said. I tricked you all. The villagers looked at each other. Some shook their heads, some sighed. His father said nothing, but his face was tired. They went back down the hill. Days passed. The boy thought it had been the greatest joke. So one afternoon, when the sun was again high, and the meadow again quiet, he stood up. He cupped his hands, and he shouted again, "Wolf, wolf, a wolf is taking the sheep." And once again, the villagers came running. The farmers dropped their tools. His father ran, slower now. His mother followed. Men with sticks climbed the hillside. And once again, no wolf. The boy stepped out and laughed. I tricked you again, he cried. This time, the villagers did not even sigh. They turned and walked away. His father stood for a moment, looking at his son with sad eyes. Then he too turned and walked back down. The boy laughed alone in the meadow. Now, that is when the real story begins. A few days later, in the warm afternoon, the boy was lying in the grass. The sheep were quiet. The wind moved gently. And then, a sound. Not the wind, not the sheep, something else. A low growl, deep and slow, coming from the trees beyond the meadow. The boy sat up. His heart began to race. A shadow moved between the trees. Then it stepped into the light. A wolf, a real wolf, yellow eyes, long teeth, lean and hungry. The wolf walked slowly toward the sheep. The boy jumped to his feet. He cupped his hands around his mouth, but this time, his voice was shaking. "Wolf," he shouted. "Wolf, help me. There is a wolf." In the village, his father looked up from his work. He heard the cry, but he only shook his head and went back to his task. The boy shouted again, louder, "Please, it is real, help me." But no one came. The villagers had stopped listening to him long ago. The wolf turned. It saw the boy. It saw the sheep. It chose the sheep. And the boy stood alone, watching, unable to stop what was happening, knowing it was his own foolish words that had taken away his voice. When the boy walked down the hill that evening, his father met him at the gate. Many sheep were gone. The boy's eyes were full of tears. "I cried for help," the boy said. "I cried for help, and no one came." His father put a heavy hand on his shoulder. "My son," he said softly, "a liar is not believed, even when he tells the truth." And that was the lesson the boy carried for the rest of his long, quiet life. Remember, little one, words are precious. Use them with care, for once trust is broken, even the truth may sound like a lie. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The Fox and the Grapes. Tonight, A Tale of Want. A story of a clever fox who learned the strange way our hearts treat the things we cannot have. One golden afternoon, the sun was warm, and the air was heavy with the sweet smell of summer. A fox was walking through a quiet vineyard. He had not eaten for 2 days. His belly was empty. His paws were tired. His tongue was dry. The fox was very, very hungry. He stopped to rest beneath a wide trellis, a kind of wooden frame, where the vines climbed up and stretched across the sky. The leaves whispered above him. The air smelled of warm earth. And then he looked up. There, hanging high above his head, were grapes. Not just any grapes. Plump grapes. Deep purple grapes. Heavy, ripe grapes, glistening in the late sun. The kind of grapes that look like they would burst the moment your teeth touched them. The fox's stomach growled. "Well," he said to himself, his voice soft and clever. "These grapes were made for me." He stood beneath them and stretched up, but they were too high. So he stepped back, and ran, and leapt into the air. His paws reached. His teeth snapped at the air. But he caught nothing. He landed in the dust. The grapes did not move. The fox stood up. He shook the dust from his fur. He looked up again. The grapes still hung there, soft and ripe and waiting. "No matter," he said. "I will try again." He ran. He leapt. He stretched his whole body upward, and this time, his teeth nearly touched a single grape. But not quite. He fell to the ground again. The third time, the fox took a longer running start. He pushed off with all his strength. He flew through the air like a bird. And his paws, for just one moment, brushed against the lowest grape. But the grape did not fall. It only swung, gently, as if to mock him. The fox landed hard. His back ached, his paws stung, and the grapes were still there, out of reach. He sat down in the dust beneath the trellis. He stared up at the grapes for a long, long moment. And then, slowly, the fox stood. He looked at the grapes one last time. He raised his head high. And he spoke as if the whole forest could hear. "Those grapes," he said with a small, dignified shrug, "are surely sour." He turned and walked away. "Yes," he said as he walked. "I'm sure they were sour. Not worth eating at all. Not worth all this trouble." The fox kept telling himself this. With every step away from the vineyard. With every empty rumble of his belly. "Sour," he repeated. "Definitely sour." And the grapes hung quiet behind him, still ripe, still purple, still glistening in the sun. Remember, little one, when we cannot reach what we want, sometimes our hearts whisper a lie. They tell us the thing was never good. That it was never worth wanting at all. But that whisper is only the pride of a tired fox. The truth is gentler. Sometimes we simply cannot reach what we want, and that is all right. The grapes were beautiful. They were ripe. They were truly sweet. We just could not reach them tonight. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The Ant and the Grasshopper. Tonight, a tale of two friends. One who worked, and one who sang. A story of summer days and winter nights, and the choices that shape every life. In a quiet field, far from any village, summer had come. The sun was warm. The grass was tall, and bees moved slowly through the lavender. In this field lived two creatures. One was an ant. Small, dark, careful. She moved with purpose. She woke with the sun and worked until the moon rose. Every day, she gathered seeds, grains, small pieces of bread that fell from picnics in the meadow. She carried each piece, one by one, to her home beneath the earth. The other was a grasshopper. Long, green, joyful. He played a tiny fiddle, made of grass and morning dew. He spent his days hopping between the flowers, singing songs that the wind carried far across the meadow. One bright morning, the grasshopper saw the ant carrying a single heavy seed. She was bent low under its weight. "My friend," called the grasshopper, "why do you work so hard? The sun is warm. The flowers are open. Come, play with me. Sing with me." The ant looked up. She wiped her small brow. "I would love to play," she said gently. "But winter is coming. I must store food now, while it is still summer." The grasshopper laughed. "Winter?" he said. "Winter is so far away. Why think about winter when the sun is so warm today?" "Because," said the ant, lifting her seed again, "when winter comes, there will be no food." The grasshopper waved her away. "Come back when you are wiser," he said. "Today is for singing." And he sang on. The ant continued her work. Days passed, then weeks. The grasshopper sang. The ant worked. The sun grew softer. The grass began to brown. The bees disappeared. And then, one cold morning, the wind changed. The grasshopper woke to find frost on his fiddle. The flowers were gone. The grass was bare. The sky was a heavy, gray ceiling. Winter had come. The grasshopper looked for food. There was nothing in the meadow. He looked in the fields. There was nothing. He looked along the river. The water was frozen. His belly ached. His green legs trembled. His song had stopped. He thought, then, of the ant. He walked through the snow, his tiny steps slow and heavy, until he came to the small hill where the ant lived. He knocked on the door of her underground home. The ant opened the door. Warm air rushed out. She was holding a piece of bread. "My friend," the grasshopper said, his voice weak. "I am so hungry. I have nothing left. May I come in? May I have just one bite of bread?" The ant looked at him with kind, but tired eyes. "My friend," she said softly, "I worked all summer long to save this food. When I was working, you were singing. Now you ask me to share. But I have only enough for myself and my children." The grasshopper bowed his head. "I understand," he whispered. The ant paused. She looked at his trembling green wings, at his thin body, at his empty eyes. "But come in," she said gently. "Come in, and warm yourself by the fire. And tomorrow, you will help me sort the seeds. And we will both eat." The grasshopper followed her into the warm home. and he wept softly, not for the food, but for all the long summer days he had let pass without thought of what was coming. Remember, little one, when the sun is warm, prepare for the cold. When you have plenty, save a little for tomorrow. Not because the song is wrong, but because every song must end. And when winter comes, what you have stored will be all that you have. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The north wind and the sun. Tonight, a tale of two great powers. And a quiet question. Who is stronger? The one who pushes or the one who warms? In the long ago, before the world was named, the north wind and the sun were arguing. The north wind was proud. His voice was a great roar, cold and sharp, and his breath could freeze rivers. There is no one stronger than I, he said. The sun was warm. Her light was steady, slow, and golden. She listened with patience. Perhaps, she said softly. Perhaps not. The north wind laughed. You? A gentle thing? I bend trees. I lift roofs. I push ships across the seas. What can you do? I rise every morning, said the sun. I warm the earth. The north wind shook his head. That is not strength. That is only kindness. The sun smiled. Then let us see, she said. And so they made a wager. Far below them, walking on a long, dusty road, was a man. He wore a heavy traveling cloak wrapped tightly around his shoulders, for the air was cool. Whoever can take that cloak from his shoulders, said the sun, wins. But you may not touch the man. Only your own power. The north wind smiled. A cold smile. Easy, he said. And so the north wind went first. He drew in a great breath. He puffed out his cheeks. And he blew, with all his terrible strength. The wind came roaring down the road. The trees bent. The dust flew. The man stumbled. But instead of letting go of his cloak, the man pulled it tighter. He wrapped his arms around himself. He bent his head against the wind. The north wind blew harder. He blew until the man's hat flew away. He blew until the road was thick with leaves and dust. He blew until his own face was red with effort. But the man held his cloak tighter still. The colder the wind, the closer the cloak. The fiercer the storm, the more the man clung to his warmth. At last, the north wind stopped. Out of breath, defeated, the man stood up. He dusted himself. And he held his cloak as tight as ever. The north wind turned away in shame. Your turn, he muttered. The sun smiled. She did not move quickly. She did not roar. She did not push. She simply rose a little higher in the sky. And began to shine. Her warmth came down softly. Slowly. Like honey poured over the day. The wind died. The dust settled. The road grew bright. The man walked on. He noticed the warmth. He smiled. The sun shone a little brighter. The man slowed his step. He felt the heat on his shoulders. He fanned his face. The sun shone steadier still. And then, without thinking, the man reached up. He unfastened the clasp of his cloak. He pulled it from his shoulders and folded it gently over his arm. And he walked on, lighter, into the warm afternoon. The north wind watched, silent. The sun did not boast. She only kept shining. After a long while, the north wind spoke. How? He asked. How could you do what I could not? The sun's voice was soft, like wind through wheat. Because, she said, you pushed. You demanded. You made him afraid, and so he held on tighter. I only gave warmth. And when he felt safe, he opened his hand. The north wind was quiet for a long time. Remember, little one, when you want someone to open their heart, do not push. Do not roar. Do not threaten. Just be warm. Be steady. Be kind. And one day, gently, they will let go of the cloak themselves. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The Tortoise and the Eagle. Tonight, a tale of longing. A story of a small creature who wanted, more than anything else, to know the sky. In a still pond, surrounded by tall reeds and quiet water, lived a tortoise. He was old. He was slow. He moved with care. And he loved his pond. But sometimes, on warm summer evenings, the tortoise would lift his head and look upward. He would watch the birds wheeling against the sunset. He would watch the swallows dance. He would watch the eagles, high above, sliding through the sky on wide, patient wings. And he would feel a small, sharp ache in his heart. Oh, he whispered to himself. Oh, to fly. The other animals laughed when he said it. You? Fly? Said the frog. Tortoises do not fly. Tortoises crawl. You belong to the ground, said the fish. You belong to the water. The sky is not yours. But the tortoise could not let go of the dream. One bright morning, a great eagle landed on a rock by the pond. The tortoise saw his chance. He crawled, as fast as he could, to the foot of the rock. Eagle, he called, great eagle of the sky, will you teach me to fly? The eagle looked down. His golden eyes were calm. I cannot teach you, said the eagle. You have no wings. You were not made for the sky. But I dream of it, said the tortoise. Every night, I dream of soaring through the clouds. Please, just once, let me feel what it is like. The eagle shook his great head. Tortoise, he said, it is not safe. The sky is not gentle. The ground will not catch you if you fall. I am not afraid, said the tortoise. The eagle looked at him for a long, quiet moment. You should be, he said softly. But the tortoise begged. He begged for hours. He promised gifts. He promised friendship. He promised anything. At last, the eagle sighed. Very well, he said. I will take you up. But only once. And remember, I cannot keep you in the sky. I can only show you what is there. The tortoise was overjoyed. He climbed onto the eagle's back. He held the feathers tightly with his small claws. His old heart raced. The eagle spread his great wings. He stepped off the rock. And up they went, into the clear blue sky. The tortoise gasped. Below him, the pond shrank to a coin of silver. The trees became small as twigs. The hills rolled away in soft greens and golds. The wind whistled. The clouds drifted close. He could touch them, almost, with his small claw. This, cried the tortoise. This is what I dreamed of. He let go of one feather. Then another. He spread his small legs as if they were wings. I can do it, he shouted. I can fly. Tortoise, hold on, called the eagle. But the tortoise was no longer listening. He felt the wind on his shell. He felt the freedom in his heart. He believed, truly believed, that he could fly. And he let go. For one single, glorious moment, the tortoise was in the sky alone. The wind held him. The clouds welcomed him. He felt, for that one brief moment, what it was to be free of all weight. And then, the sky let him go. He fell, down through the wind, down through the clouds, down and down and down, back toward the earth he had been made for. The eagle dove after him. He caught the tortoise just before the ground. He set him down, safely, at the edge of the pond. The tortoise was trembling. His shell had small cracks. His old heart pounded, but he was alive. The eagle landed beside him. Tortoise, he said gently. Did you see what you wanted to see? The tortoise nodded slowly. I saw it, he whispered. I saw the sky. And do you understand now? Asked the eagle. Why you should not have asked. The tortoise looked down at his small, cracked shell. He looked at his slow, careful feet. He looked at the pond, his pond, sparkling under the morning sun. Yes, he said, I understand. The sky is beautiful, but it was never mine. The eagle bowed his head. There is wisdom in being what you are, tortoise. You are not less for being slow. You are not less for living on the ground. The world needs creatures who walk slowly through the grass, as much as it needs those who fly. The tortoise crawled back into his pond. He let the cool water wash over his cracked shell. And he was, for the first time in many summers, truly content. Remember, little one, there is a place in this world that is yours. Not the place of others. Yours. Be glad to stand in it. Be glad to walk slowly through your own life. And let the sky belong to those who were made for the sky. Good night. Tomorrow's tale. The Crow and the Pitcher. Tonight, a tale of a clever bird. A story of how the smallest mind, when patient, can solve what no strength alone can break. It was the end of a long summer. The fields were dry, the rivers had grown thin, and in the meadow, a black crow flew slowly through the heavy heat. He had been searching for water for 2 days. His throat was burning, his feathers were dull, his wings were tired. He flew low over the gardens of a sleeping house. The rose bushes were brown, the grass was yellow, the fountains were empty, and then he saw it. In the corner of the garden, half hidden behind a wooden bench, stood a tall, narrow clay pitcher. It was the kind of pitcher people used to carry water from the well. The crow landed at the rim. He looked inside. There, at the very bottom, was a small pool of water. Cool, clear, glistening in the afternoon light. The crow's heart leapt. He bent his head down to drink. But the pitcher was deep. The water was far. His beak could not reach it. He tried again. He pushed his head further into the pitcher. He stretched his neck as long as he could. His beak just barely touched the surface of the water. But he could not lower it enough to drink. He pulled his head out. He sat on the rim. He looked again. The water was there, but it might as well have been 100 miles away. The crow thought about flying away. He could search for another pond, another stream, another puddle in the road. But he had searched for 2 days. He had found nothing. This was the only water in the whole valley. So the crow did what most creatures do not. He sat quietly, and he thought. He looked at the water. He looked at the pitcher. He looked at the world around him. The garden was full of asterisk pebbles, round, small stones, scattered along the path. The crow's eyes lit up. He hopped down from the rim. He picked up one small pebble in his beak. He flew back to the pitcher. He dropped the pebble in. It fell, plink, into the water. The water rose, just a tiny bit. The crow watched. He hopped down again. He picked up another pebble. He flew back. He dropped it in. Plink. The water rose a little more. He did it again, and again, and again. The afternoon grew warmer. His tired wings ached. His thirst grew sharper. But the crow did not stop. For every pebble, the water rose. Slowly, so slowly. By the time the sun was low in the sky, the crow had dropped 50 pebbles into the pitcher. His beak hurt. His feet were tired. His patience was nearly gone. But the water was rising. Now it was nearer to the rim. The crow bent down. His beak, for the first time, touched water easily. He drank. Oh, how he drank! The water was cold. It was sweet. It was the best drink he had ever known. He drank until his belly was full. He drank until his feathers shone again. He drank until his small heart was strong. And then he sat on the rim of the pitcher, in the slow gold of evening, and looked at the pebbles he had carried. They said I had no strength, he said softly. But I had asterisk patience. I had asterisk thought. And I had, one pebble at a time, what I needed. Remember, little one, when you cannot reach what you need by force, do not give up. Sit, think, look at the world around you. There is almost always a way, if you are patient and clever, and willing to lift one small stone at a time. Good night. A new week of tales will come.
Tonight, a quiet story about a farmer, a goose, and the trouble that greed can bring. Once, in a small green valley, there lived a poor farmer and his wife. They had very little, a tiny cottage, a thin garden, and one gray goose who slept by the fire. One cold morning, the farmer went to the nest and froze in wonder. There, among the straw, lay a single egg of pure, shining gold. He carried it to his wife with trembling hands. They could hardly believe it. The next morning, another golden egg, and the next another. Every single day, the faithful goose left them one egg of gold. Slowly, the farmer and his wife grew wealthy. They bought warm clothes, good food, and a fine new roof. But wealth has a quiet way of feeding greed. The farmer began to frown at the single egg each day. Only one, he muttered. If the goose can make gold, then surely she is full of it. Why should I wait? His wife begged him to be patient. We have more than we ever dreamed, she said softly. But the farmer no longer listened. His heart had grown hard and hungry. That night, blinded by his own impatience, he took the goose and, in a single foolish moment, he cut her open, certain he would find a treasure inside. But there was nothing. No gold, no jewels, only what any goose holds. And the gentle creature who had given so freely was gone forever. The farmer sat in the cold straw and wept. In his rush to have everything at once, he had destroyed the very gift that made him rich. And so, little one, remember as you drift to sleep, the one who wants too much, too fast, often loses what they already hold. Be grateful for each small gift the day brings. Good night and sweet dreams.